This coffin has been sleeping at the bottom of the sea for 800 years. This day it was suddenly salvaged. The crew is studying the coffin. A villain suddenly shot and killed everyone. His mission is to retrieve the coffin, waiting for the employer to arrive. Didn't notice. Under the full moon, the person in the coffin woke up. He just slept at the bottom of the sea for 800 years. Legero, the ancestor of the vampire. The world respects him as a great nobleman. Searching for its flavor, Lego came to a school. Here are his real-world friends. And the president of the school. After feeling Rigo's breath, Mazda. It turned out that what attracted him was the Wang Ba Qian leg. He is Frank, the servant who has followed Lego for thousands of years. Lego, who feels the vicissitudes of the world, decided to pose as a high school student at this school, learning how to integrate into modern society. Due to being too handsome, as soon as I showed up, all the girls in the class sank. During the meal, it also attracted the whole school of girls to watch. This kind of treatment makes the male students next to him jealous. And right where Brother Lai woke up, two uninvited guests appeared. The bald M24 and M21 as Transformers. Wait for them to arrive, but found the coffin empty. The villain means he doesn't know anything. The bald head is angry. Bite to the neck to get his memory. A passing female high school student appears in my memory. The bald head transforms the villain into a low-level puppet. Send him to look for clues. On the way to school, Rigo is with his new friend, Tashiro, chatting with Shui. As a result, I happen to see the girl from the same school being chased and killed. Tashiro, who has a strong sense of justice, goes up to number 1 middle school. Tashiro hasn't had time to pretend, but I saw this man with a pole around his neck, standing up. How to fight? A few people were so scared that they ran away. Lego senses the M21 hiding behind. 2 people can get in the way. Lego's powerful aura. They didn't dare to come out at all. When the two discuss countermeasures, Mary Jack, who belongs to the same organization, appears. Although the same organization, but the status is very different. The reason why the M21 duo want to find the coffin. He wanted to use the power of the legendary nobles. Get rid of organization. It's a pity that I didn't see many people when I came to the gun. We have to split up and keep looking for clues. M21 happened to meet Tianda and his party, but was cut off by Jack, who was following them. Stunned Tianda and others. M2 is going to tell Jack. There's one more person waiting for him to come and catch them all. Hey, are you sure it's not Brother Lai's English side? That night, Lego, drinking coffee leisurely, received a distress message from the sweet bag. Several people were taken to the abandoned factory. Impatient Jack orders the villains to kill them, who knew that the sweet bag would explode into a small universe at the juncture of life and death. Defeat the villain. Successful escape. This pissed Jack off. Come directly, wave and tear the devil. Then I went to catch them myself. Jack quickly brought the man back. It was a severe beating against Tashiro. Jack is also a slut. Just hit someone. You have to pull your bald head and scold that trash. M21 is working in progress. This really hits the spot. The bald man burned with rage. One punch sent the superior Jack flying. Isn't that a good punch? But Jack is not only nothing. He also beat the bald head and vomited blood. The bald man was furious. Dragged Jack to self-destruct. The other side, hearing the movement, the M21 also fought with Mary. M21, although the gun has the same trick as Wolverine. But after all, it's a work in progress like a bald head. No match for Mary at all. In the nick of time, Brother Lai arrived. M2 is going to tell Lego that those high school students are underground. I went to stop Mary. Who is Rago? You can do whatever you want. And Mary was very angry. I'm a proud reformer. Dare to act tough in front of the old lady. There was such a big explosion. Jack is okay. Just as he was about to kill them sweet bags. They had no chance. Because of our King Lai Gordon Field. I'm not waiting for a punch. M21 rushed towards Jack. People are still in mid-air. Jack kicked him against the wall. Isn't it good to paddle? Don't hit the boss. On the rooftop, Frank easily crushes Mary. How could Mary ever be so angry? Roar and start transforming. The horsepower behind the second gear is brave. Frank is losing ground. Don't forget to mock Frank. I heard you are very brave. Come on, listen to it. Transformation. Let me show you something fun. Frank, who broke the seal, looked at Mary with contempt. Just one move killed Mary in seconds. Jack below has not yet figured out the situation. Still unaware of the provocation of Lego. Face this annoying fly. Lego only said one sentence. No matter how much Jack resists, he can't even get up. I can only accept Lego's contempt. Jack was furious, instantly transformed into a huge monster. Confident he's going to run over Lego. However, Brother Lie is still you, Brother Lie. Still the same sentence. In order not to scare the licking band, Brother Lie also kindly let them fall asleep. While Lego is distracted, Jack finally attacks. It's not easy. It took so long to make a move, but it was blocked by a look from Brother Lie. Jack instantly turned into a rain of blood. Cover the sky. The power of the great nobles is so terrifying. Blue root comes out. If there is any scum left in my hand, I will lose. Because the M21 saves people. Langero spent his life working as a security guard at this school. This man is so handsome. Security suits can't hide his temperament. The scar on the corner of his mouth makes him a little wild. Just standing there attracted a large crowd of girls. It has been eliminated. The age of memory. Also affectionately call him Uncle. The storm of the mysterious organization gradually calmed down. Our brother went on with his high school life. He slept for 800 years. As the ceiling of his combat power, he doesn't want to conquer the world. But I just want to be a high school student. Learning modern knowledge. He would doodle on the placid plaster. I like to eat soaked ramen. He integrated into campus life. But found. Everyone has an amazing item called a cell phone. This thing is not only separated by 1,000 miles of fairy tales. You can also take pictures and play games. Lego, despised and outdated, can't sit still. Find Frank talking to M21 immediately after school. Start a serious chess game. The small grievance of this notice. But it freaked Frank out. It has to be arranged for Lego. The next morning, Tian-Dai found Lego showing off with his mobile phone. After teaching Lego how to send a message, Frank, who is looking up information on the mysterious organization over there. I received a text message from Brother Lie. I didn't expect my owner to have such a lovely side. M21 is very satisfied with his current life. You don't have to spend all day being studied as an experiment subject. I usually walk around casually. It's okay to talk about life with the sweeping uncle. This life is so comfortable. Several cars crashed into the school that day. Some thugs got out of the car and punched and kicked students. M21 is called a gas. Dare to mess around on my turf. But now he is being wanted by the organization. Can't make a rash move. Just when the M21 called for reinforcements, Uncle Cleaner rushed over with a broom. Under the sinister gaze of the M21, Uncle walked over. It didn't work at all. Critical moment. Tashiro's domineering appearance. The hand wrapped in plaster blocks the next punch. Hoen said that Tashiro bullied his girlfriend. I didn't expect it. Yu Tian is actually such a person. In fact, the truth is just crossing the road. I saw a beautiful woman almost fall. Save him. Just a hug. But the gangsters are jealous. The consequences are serious. He brought his younger brother to settle accounts with Tashiro. It seems that these days it is not only the elderly. Even beautiful women can't be helped casually. Watching classmates being bullied by gangsters. Tashiro is angry. I thought Tashiro was going to shine, but was punched away by the gangsters. As expected of you, Tandai hits the most fights. My toughest business person. The first kill bag in the clan is you. The M21 is still torn and can't come up. Appeared behind. At this time, Ono, who was powerless, rushed over again, but was picked up. The M21 has finally made its move. Then point to one blow to blow the gangster away. Then in front of him, at M219, Hayes new Tasso. You scared the gangsters away with one word. This time, M21 not only did not reveal its identity, he was also successfully elected as the king of soldiers at this level. A quiet day passed. And Morale remembers the past. They were born in glass containers. It was born to be used for experiments in modifying humans. No name. Numbers only. Experienced countless tortures. In the end, only he and M24 survived. Two people from the pharmacy together. Search for your own and your partner's names. The night breeze blows. M21 decided to stay in school. Complete the agreement with friends. Late at night, two men in white appear in front of an abandoned building. There are traces of non-human combat. Building guards banned. Guards are about to stop the two. The boy stared. They come from an ancient vampire family. Due to its strong strength, noble by the world. Teenager named Lesky, although it is only 1.5 meters in size. But he is already 119 years old. Beside me is a beautiful woman with long legs called Sayla. The two received family information, ordered to investigate the missing coffin. Recent changes with the Transformer organization. Follow the clues. The two arrived. It's not someone else at the school gate. It was defecting from the Transformers. M21, who is currently working as a security guard. How did Lesky know the clue was right in front of him? Again, familiar mind control. See the red light in his eyes. I don't think M21 is a relative who came here, right? Pretend to be controlled. Take them to Frank's office. 199-year-old Lesky in front of 1,000-year-old Frank. Just a child. Frank recognized at a glance that the two were also nobles. The sinister Lesky who doesn't know how to take bribes. And use mind control on Frank. Frank laughed out loud. Brat, you still want to control me at your level. The purpose of identifying the two, or pretend to be controlled, but also reported the situation to Lego. With the consent of Drago, Frank transferred the two of them to Legoban. Lasisi noticed at first glance that Legos was different. I also marvel at a human with a special temperament like Lego. Not often. Young people still don't know the horror of my brother. The teacher arranged for Tashiro to receive the new students again. It seems that Tashiro has the potential to develop into a nanny. At noon, everyone came to the cafeteria to eat. The considerate Tashiro asked if they could use chopsticks. From a contemptuous smile hum. How hard is it? Lesky is so stupid that he can't even watch him. Then show the two a wave. What is the real invisible fork? M21 goes home with Frank after school. Reminds me of two people with the same eyes as Letko. He asked Frank about it. See M21 to guess the identity of its nobles. Frank is no longer hiding. Tell him. Humans are still struggling with the harsh environment. There is a very powerful race. Choose to shelter the weak. Grateful for their protection. Humans honored them as nobles. M21 thought both Lesky were so-called great nobles. But Frank didn't tell him. There is only one great nobleman. It's our noble Lego. Go home. The two found the house very lively. It turns out that Tashiro is throwing a party with everyone. Looking at the messy living room. Clean freak Frank is miserable. Jellic ignored him. The helpless Frank had to offer a warm welcome. Also help. Tashiro proposes that both Jerry and M21 live at Frank's house. Then let the Leskys move in too. Take care of each other. Since Rigo has no objection, sad Frank had to agree again. It seems that the first nanny of the great noble must be Frank. Sayla who wants to help clean up. I happen to find that the M21 has the logo of the transformed man tattooed on it. Two people identified M21 as a member of the Transformers. Must know the clue to the missing coffin. After school they split up. Lesky is betting on M21. Inquire about the whereabouts of the Transformer organization and the coffin. Although M21 defected. But I can't stand Lesky's superiority. And they ignored him. How can Lesky bear it? The strength of the defective M21 is too poor. Knocked down in a few strokes. Heavy pressure on M21. And heard Shira's voice transmission. Trouble on his side. It turned out that of course Shira was stopped by a group of gangsters. The leader is the gangster who went downtown a few days ago. After being taught a lesson by M21. He was so angry that he brought the boss to take revenge on them again. Tashiro Masao has nowhere to vent about his boss. This is delivered to your door by yourself. Rush to Lesky. The two saw Ho-Ho. Boss takes out his gun and prepares to attack. Tiandai M21 can't go through it alone. The gangster was beaten away by two people. On the way home, the M21 is fighting with Lesky again. Blame Lesky. Humans have grown a lot. It doesn't require the protection and control of a stick. Lesky mocks the M21 as a reformer. What qualifies you to call yourself human? Finally got home. Because the room belongs to Gina's problem. The two teasers started a new round of mouth wars. Frank was so angry again that his stomach hurt. And the other side, a mysterious team, has also arrived at the abandoned building. They are a secret service unit affiliated with the Transformers. DA5 is different from the task of provoking war between the two countries in the past. This time they were ordered to track down the whereabouts of the coffin and the 4 missing members of the organization. With no clue, the captain gave the investigation to the hackers in the team. Master Xingyao Hill decided to invade the police station to investigate clues. At this time, Xue happened to help her uncle maintain the police station system. These glasses are mixed with sweet bags all day. He is still an internet expert. 2 people attack and defend. It's you coming and I going. When the fight is fierce, the shit stick field bag accidentally broke the power supply. It's over. Firewall forced. AI Xue hurriedly called her uncle at the police station. Riders, please help. Tanaburo helped him clean up the computer. As a result, I saw a message from Theo. Tionda thought this guy was flirting with girls online. Quickly inquire about the age of the other party. It turned out that the other party was a 24-year-old male. A friend who grew up in a pair of pants actually likes boys. Tion bag suddenly cracked. But as a true friend, I can only silently respect my friend's decision. Xue can't think of a phone call. Tion bag just made up such a big drama. And without Xue blocking the laugh, not only do you get the clue, also found traces of M21 from the surveillance. Captain Chris immediately ordered the capture of M21 alive. As expected of the Secret Service team. Fast enough. The next day, the M21 was blocked. M21 thought his identity was exposed. Thinking of an escape strategy, who knew that this shark would jump on the minefield as soon as it opened its mouth. I have to take out my dead friend M24 too. A humiliating meal. M21 can bear it when you hear it. Show the guy immediately. Charged up with full fire. As expected of the first sandbag, M21 never wins as long as it fights. The only one who ever won was a punk. Life and death. Leslie and the 2 rushed to Omar. This is the first time a shark has seen someone more arrogant than him. If you rush up, you will tear up the S machine. This move confused the 2 of them. Obviously weak chicken. Why be brave? And this time, Captain Chris fell from the sky. He hated it when sharks caught people. To let you capture him alive. I'm not asking you to kill him. Said to take the MRL back. Lesky is not happy. However, the M21 has its own plans. I wanted to involve the 2 of them. Chris doesn't want to be too busy either. They just left. Being ignored again and again. Proud Lesky. When have you ever received such treatment? He got angry. Decided to kill them in the next episode. This man was born with only one codename, M21. I am an experimental reformer. For free discussion of organizations. Hiding in a high school as a security guard. Unfortunately, he was taken away by the organization last night. This is being tortured. The reason is that the mysterious coffin he was in charge of disappeared. All 3 people who were on the mission together are also missing. The only clue is the M21. M21 is also ruthless, threatening the organization with information about his dead companion. To say that this evil organization is also a strange one. What a pity. Last time because of fighting with Xue. Always a master, lonely and cold, he seems to have met a confidant. Even pulled a Xue to meet offline. Xue will also come after meeting. Pulling Theo is big brother long brother short. If the 2 of them are good, they just need to kowtow and become righteous. Another member of the group, Sniper Taggio. Usually lonely in the organization. Silent ruthless killer. Just such a killer. Surrounded by gangsters in the street. What about your superpowers? Fortunately, he was rescued by Tianduwu Saira who passed by. It's a thank you to catch 2 people. That's called a passionate. Nice guy. The co-author organization is the outsider. Fortunately, the organization still has 2 serious villains. Sharks and Fats. Look at the M21 without opening your mouth. Just think of the 2 bear children that day. That night. 2 people block Lesky. But they don't know. This is a vampire aristocrat who has lived for 199 years. I was still sulking when I was ignored last time. Lesky is worried about having nowhere to vent. Dare to take the initiative to come to the door. Seeing Lesky dare to act tough in front of him. Don't say much. Go up and do it. I saw Lesky raise his hand in eyeshadow. Fatty is smart. Disturbing the line of sight. That didn't make the sharks lose too badly. The shark took the opportunity to take the dolly pill, which can stimulate the potential. The confident shark started taunting Lesky. Lesky smiled contemptuously. Open second gear. Still fat smart. He brought Raition and Shue to blackmail. Helplessly, Lesic could only surrender obediently. They also put him in special handcuffs. The other side. Sayla found and Lesky's signal interrupted. Is it in arrears? Syra, who sensed that something was wrong, quickly set off. Tion Dan's phone can't get through. Leg and Frank also sensed something was wrong. At this time, there is a big play about recognizing relatives in the team. Ashing recognizes big brother Theo. Tionda recognizes Tagio surrounded by gangsters. The M21 on the side is an old acquaintance. The good guys are all real-world friends. Teammates are not easy to bring. The Sharks wanted to trade their lives for information on the M21. Who knows that M21 is in order to find out the information of its companions. I insist I don't know them. The angry shark took Lesky who owed. Take it out this punch. As a noble, I lost my face. Also noble. It's different when people plug it in. To the fat man who is eating in his hand. Look at their temperament. Lesky compares with others. Isn't it 1:30? The shock of the explosion caught the captain's attention. He sent Tagio upstairs to check. It doesn't matter at first glance. I happened to meet the two people who had just arrived. The struggling M21 doesn't want any more plans. He wants to rescue his friend Sima E on the well. Decide him. I saw M21 smiling with evil charm. With this smile, he was beaten so much that he could never stand up again. But I didn't expect the biggest reversal. Sequence. That's why Lesky was so humiliated. I just want to see if the M21 values the friendship of several people. Do you think this is Hokage? In the end, it was Krantz who made a move to escape. But, dude, another twist. Looks like the boss has finally appeared. Lesky who just became powerful. I got slapped in the face in just a few minutes. Reluctantly admitting defeat, Lesky resorts to his own trick Ratcher. I didn't expect the captain to be unscathed. The situation deteriorated. Just then, there he is. That's right, it's our brother. Look at the people in front of you and take a spy. Can't you do this? Let me teach you the correct pose. I dare to interrupt. Get angry. And a blue light comes on. Sierra summons the spirit weapon, the Grim Reaper. Sickle flick. The poor fat man took the bento. This is the power of nobility. And the other side. Frank is playing Tagio the Transformer. Pharaoh Frank. Purple energy waves are one after another. It's incredibly powerful. It's just not accurate. And Tagio, who is good at sniper rifles. One hand is very slippery in an instant. In the end, it was Frank who used the left-right jump technique. Come to Tagio and end the battle. Who knew the Tagio light-speed cutting gun? He held a small pistol to Frank's head. So what kind of melee do they fight? But who is Frank? A 1,000-year-old ghost. Random teleportation dodge. Tagio followed him and fired like crazy. You chase me. Tagio is not installed. Showdown, just swallow it. Demon King opens second gear. It's glowing blue. Yelling is brave. I didn't wait for Frank to react. In a swoosh he came behind Frank. It's very fast, but if you replenish the knife, you will replenish the knife. Don't talk too much. Said he was going to rescue Lego. Frank, who was loyal to the Lord, was angry on the spot. Regardless of the master's orders. Unseal the seal on the spot. Is it you, kid? It was quite dragging just now. In an instant, a terrifying breath spread out. Tagio was seriously wounded by a tight blow, and dissolved his gun. The aggrieved Tagio can only run away. Response appears. The thought of his sick and hospitalized sister still waiting for him. A microcosmic explosion. Not only dodged Frank's big move, and scratched his handsome face. Unfortunately, the 1,000-year-old ghost is still too strong. One move, tarantaggio into assieve. Just as I was about to replenish the knife, Sayla suddenly appears to meet. Two people don't pretend anymore. Hey, It turns out that Mayor Lee is not an ordinary person. Disrespect, disrespect. Sayla, you're not bad either. Soul Weapon is awesome. And Tajio sees Sayla. Let him hurry up and save Toshiro. He felt sorry for him. Get him involved. Upon hearing this, Frank turned around and left. Sure enough, the villain wants to whitewash. Not only to be handsome, also meet real-world friends. But where does Tajio care? Toshiro is not only fine. Still on the side, Brother Future shouted 666. Brother lie a word. He crushed Captain Chris to death. Barely out of control, he kicked his calf. Rigo withstood his entire attack with one hand. Follow your words. One rolls in. Chris flew away. Go out. Incompetent and furious. He can only throw out a few small blades. Of course it didn't work. Grumpy Chris orders Tall to drink medicine. He no longer disguises after absorbing the shark. Ready to absorb Tall again. Tao walked towards Krantz tragically. Maybe this is the fate of reformers. It's not me, Tao is not that stupid. I saw him do a backflip and run away again. How could I possibly die? I have to protect the children here. Ting Ting said this. The road is wider. The trick Krantz is going to kill him. How dare you ignore me? Come on, stop. Chris was obediently fixed in place. Simple and rude. The battle is over. The next day Tajio woke up. Find yourself not only not dead. The M21 is still lying next to me. And not only that. Tajio and Tall. Also staying at Frank's house for healing. Nightfall. M21 emits Soul Triple Company alone on the balcony. Who am I and why am I so weak? Anyone can hit me. I might as well die. Brother Lai suddenly appeared. Tell him no. Boy, you are not weak at all. As he spoke, he wiped the corners of his mouth with the blood of M21. Pulp extension. Wake up. M21 turns into a werewolf without control. Unlike the rediscovered M21, the Twin Towers duo didn't feel so good. Then I learned that I was just the captain's nutrition. The lost sister is also a memory tampered with by the organization. He's about to collapse. Tal suggested we defect to the organization too. As long as you hack the forbidden organization's computer and tamper with the information, we can sneak out of the big win. M21 as a pioneer of the defection group overheard their conversation, decided to assist the two. He begged Frank to take them in. The owner did not object. What could poor Frank do? Frank, how dare you say you're not a bodyguard? But you can't eat and live for free. The security trio. Birth school. The chairperson is a 1,000-year-old monster. The three classmates around are all nobles. Tendai is very depressed. Wherever your classmates go, they will be watched by girls. He exudes an air of nobility. I am so ordinary. Poor, she's been stuck in love lately. She likes the hair girl Sayla. This girl is not easy. She is a legendary nobleman. Helpless Tionda decided to find someone to help. The first is the handsome security trio. It's hard to hear Tionda. A few people also patted their chests and said casually, I can't help you, I lose. But when you hear about pursuing girls, several people are single dogs. Where can I help? But still ask about Tashiro's secret crush. Someone, you need to bring a big knife with lipstick color. Have to have. Daimyo. What a bunch of pig teammates. Fortunately, there is still a 1,000-year-old ghost hidden in the school. Several people hurriedly went to ask the principal. How easy it was for Frank to make a confession. I didn't expect the principal to be more unreliable. Several people had to ask. Sayla's companion. Lakis says he doesn't know anything. Although both are nobles. But only for partnerships. The nemesis M21 immediately mocked Lesky. Sure enough. You're useless. Two people are about to fight. Brother is here again. The hairy Lesky suddenly turned into a little sheep. Join the Sweet Egg Dating Support Group. Since you confess, the first step, of course, is to write a love letter. But several people's suggestions are different. The love letter is called a mess. This empty plan, can he have something to see? Tashiro can't take it anymore. Throw the love letter aside. He decided to take action directly to prove it. First find the stadium where Shira is located. Then divide into two groups to play basketball. Capture Shira with Tata's coquettish and handsome heroism. Here we go. Here we go. Lord Tion took the lead in grabbing it. The ball goes directly to Lego. I saw Lego's aura in full swing. The whole arena is full of pressure. Then Lego took graceful steps. Oh dear. It seems that my noble lake is a sports idiot. The game continues again. Tashiro grabs the ball, getting ready to pass the ball to his companion Ashwe. But Aksu is defended. The ball comes to Lake again. I saw his graceful head tilting to dodge the ball. Lesky has the ball and directly dribbles in. A high-end fancy dribble sniffs the crowd. Emerald is in a hurry, and remind him not to forget the purpose of the game. He doesn't care. For that damn month of victory and defeat. The two jokers immediately started a hegemony match. A slam dunk. Completely forget about good brother Tashiro. Last minute. Due to mistake. The ball comes next to Lego. Rigo is awesome. Pass the ball to Tashiro. Krobas. Mortalia Silese. And finally got a chance to perform. Sweet Egg is a slam dunk. Who knew that Tarjo suddenly shot? Block back 3 points in one go. Wait for the dick. Big brother. Tashiro completely broke the defense. You're all messing around, right? After school, I realized that I was surrounded by a group of pig teammates. Tashiro decided to give up. Who knew Lesky went to Lara Muse Sela, pulled out the sweet bag, and threw away the love letter. It turned out that it was picked up by Brother Lai and given to him. Lucky got assists. The sweet bag was so ashamed that he wanted to find a crack in the ground to get into it. Sela not only failed to suggest. Instead, I sent him a nice guy card. The poor sweet bag ended his first love like this. And on the other side, a group of nobles is having a meeting. They received a message from both of them. Contact with suspected nobles. Then the two lost their tracks. So they decided to send someone to find out why. They don't know this place yet. No nobility. There is only one legendary great nobleman. Meticulous white hair. A well-fitting white suit. This elegant old man is no ordinary person. He was the patriarch of an ancient noble family. He just sipped. He alerted all the nobles in the school. The security trio stepped forward to intercept. But he smiled contemptuously. District remodeler. Luckily Lesky and Zyra got there in time. 3 people are spared. The overbearing old man is the patriarch of the Lesky family. It's called Kashet. He beat his grandson and it's a reprimand. It probably depends on your long-winded. Look at your hands. I'm not finished yet. But was interrupted. The old man who taught the truth is very unhappy. Just wanted to see which bastard it was. But it turned out to be an old acquaintance. Although it is the old ghost Frank, who is holding the old ghost. Where there is Frank, there must be Lego. Meet Rigo. The old man was suddenly cowardly. Kashuddle explains the purpose of this trip. And the upheaval that took place within the nobility during these 800 years. Due to the previous generation of the noble King Roddy, a group of old masters died. There is a fault in the strength of the nobles. The successor to the current Roddy title is a lady. The patriarchs under his command are also looking for young people. Sounds like the abandoned brother didn't respond much. I just took a sip of tea calmly. The old man believes in Lego. Retreat. Explained to the current roads the chaos 800 years ago. Clarifying the cause of Randy's death. Who is Rago? The pinnacle of nobility. Need to explain to a little girl. Not only don't go, Kaishul can't go either. And so another person was placed at Frank's house. Frank was reluctant. I can only let him stay temporarily. He also warned him not to cause trouble. The old man is uneasy and shows weakness. Ridicule the former ruthless noble hunter. Now he is an obedient and good baby. Say 800 years ago. Due to dislike of a certain, the lofty attitude of some nobles. Frank not only turned himself into a reformer, also crazy about hunting nobles. Since then, the nobles have been dispatched. The knights began to chuckle at him. The knights persuaded Frank not to be obsessed. Frank laughed wildly, ha ha ha. It's just you guys. I saw 1,000 arrows fired in unison. Knights spring covered. Huge waves of light. Attracted 2 noble patriarchs. This Khalifa Oba is the head of the Keltia family Rika. Frank is cruel and doesn't talk much. Just do it. But for each other. 24 is not in line with noble etiquette. Rika decides to go it alone. One trick of drainage directly overturned Frank. Frank got angry with the lead dog. Sneak attack, then try my trick. Heavenly network. Are the two fighting evenly? The Rika mask can't hang. As a noble he can't beat a human. Schwa pulled out his soul weapon. This look dares to say that you are not the king of Lanling. Frank smiled contemptuously. Soul weapon? I have it too. Come out. The dark soul shotgun suddenly shocked the audience with a cold and evil air. You aristocrats dominate human life and death at will. Today, I will replace human beings to eliminate the tyranny of the aristocracy. But it didn't take long. The energy of the soul-hunting gun is suddenly out of control. Frank went berserk. The whole sky is full of tyrannical murderous intent. See this situation? The old man helplessly summoned a soul weapon, rushing forward with Rika. With a roar, Frank regained his senses, run away with injuries. In a panic, he ran to a dark castle. Perception that there are no living people, ready to recuperate again. But I didn't expect to meet a beautiful man at the window. This person is the legendary great nobleman Legero. Wait, he said. I am a servant sent by the master's new arrangement. Brother, are you too? Liga said expressionlessly. I am the master here. It's a slap in the face. The two patriarchs are chasing after. When I saw Lego, I immediately got down on one knee. Flake cried on the spot. I didn't expect to go to the boss's lair. There's no end to it now. Rigo sees wounded Frank. A red light flashed in his eyes. Grant Frank a work uniform on the spot, and told them that this was his servant. The two families are also tough. Turn around and leave. Don't stop for a moment. 5 years have passed. Frank had a very leisurely life as a child. Do small work every day. If you have nothing to do, find the blonde Obelika to fight. Both have soul weapons. Thunderclap is a beating. Too bad Frank doesn't last. Run away at every turn. After the rampage, the body was hollowed out. On the other side, the white-haired old man is visiting Lego. Noble Legoland sheltered inferior reformers. This made many nobles very dissatisfied. And it's been 5 years. Patriarch Roddy has never seen your old man. Even if you don't give face, let Frank meet too. So that night, Lego was said by Frank to be Xiaolan. You look like you haven't been out for 5 years. It's not good to be at home. Go see Roddy. Frank listened. No, you haven't been out either. Rigo said. Got used to looking out the window. Divorced Frank. Decided to ask Roddy the next day why. The blonde man in front of him is Roddy. 5 years. He finally met the servant of the great nobleman Rago. He covers Frank. Why not sign a master-servant contract with Rigo? Frank couldn't let go of his human reserve. Become a permanent servant of the nobility. Roddy laughed at him. This contract will share Legoland's eternal life. And Lego Gui is the patron saint of the nobility. The treatment of your close encounter with Lego. Many people are envious. Come on, Frank is suddenly a little angry. It turns out that Lego can't leave. All because of protecting these nobles. He confronted Roddy. Why is this boring system not abolished? He feels sorry for Brother Lai. Roddy laughed. Millennium rules. How can you change? After Frank left, the rest of the nobles were angry. Especially a little red hair. One day, the little red hair found an opportunity. Going head-to-head with Frank. Frank smiled contemptuously. There's this kind of undead thing. Resonated Dark Soul Tusk Gun. Little red hair is the same. One move red spiral pill. The two are evenly matched. But the little red hair has to be cheap. Tell me about Lego's responsibilities. Is alone to safeguard the honor of the nobles. Hear this. Frank was completely furious. Just trash like you. Lego was chained to the castle. Rampage Frank pokes Red Hat blind in one eye. Neither of the two patriarchs can stop the enchanted Frank. Critical moment. Lego and Roddy appear. Lego was wounded by a knife. But he didn't mind. Just wipe it. Expand field. The entire arena was instantly shrouded in blood mist. Frank directly resorted to the strongest killing move. Aha! He gently stroked Frank. Blood on face. Put it next to your mouth. Wake up Frank. Frank on the yen wakes up from the castle. Rigo didn't blame him. Didn't ask him. Life is as calm as ever. But Frank still found Lego Solo 3. He finally made up his mind. Drop your own blood into the tea. Sign a contract with Lego. Forever be a loyal servant of Lego. Thousands of years ago, standing at the pinnacle of the aristocracy, the great aristocrat Legero, due to the bad relationship with the reformer Frank, and caused unrest in the aristocratic circle, Finally, Lego fell asleep. Frank leaves sadly. After 800 years of sleep, Rigo awakens. Return of the King, the current aristocratic clan that detected Lego's tracks. Long. Roddy first sent Lesky and Scylla to investigate the matter. The two were overwhelmed by the charm of Lego, just cut off contact. Helpless, Roddy sent the master of the house to investigate. After seeing Lego finally have a life of his own, returning to the noble land of Kashut, decided to cover it up. How could the dead king not have the aura of a general? He ordered the old man to be imprisoned, since you can't beat Lego. So Roddy sent Lal, as the head of the family, but Sayla, who dared to disobey the order, brought back. Typical bullying of the soft and afraid of the hard. Lal is a complete psychopath. The old Frank compared to him. Just a normal person. Just arrived at school. He exerted massive mind control. Alert everyone in the school. Then he was stopped by a trio of security guards. A reformed human that reeks completely. Last season, Black Tiger beats M21 seriously. I also dislike his bloody battle without his own hands. Poor Ski told Lal not to go crazy, but was mentioned by Lal with one hand. The trio was taken aback. Liske. Strength is one of the best among everyone, but completely powerless to fight back. Finally, it was Zyra who spoke. He just let Lesky go. Lal begs Syra to return to the territory with him, but was rejected. This crazy Lal was warned. If you don't want to be locked up, leave as soon as possible. Larson retreated helplessly. Before leaving, I also dropped a sentence, I will be back. In the evening, several people reported the situation to Lego. This lunatic was rejected by Syra. Go crazy on the spot. Finally, he was caught by his own brother and locked up at home. He's a complete psychopath. Syra, who wants to implement the labor of Lego, go to Lal alone at night to settle accounts. Spotted Rago. I wanted to protect him secretly, but was stopped by Frank. Rigo just woke up, not yet fully recovered. As the most caring, the servant Frank asked him to do it for him. However, after all, the strength is strong. Legoland chartered Frank to lift the seal. There is a fight to fight. And Frank was delighted. Obey my master. This way Sayla find Lal. Lal is happy to hear, hey, are you here for a date with me? Let's get married. The makeovers around you are a bunch of trash coming and going. Only I deserve you. Hearing him speak from above, Sayla directly refused. Lal, I won't marry you even if I starve to death outside. Hear this. Lal is red. Fortunately, Frank intervened in time. A straight guy like you deserves not having a girlfriend. Lal pounced behind Frank, but he didn't even touch his cat. Come to my school to make trouble. How dare you hit my security guard? Lal, are you guilty? The familiar sky demon Dingwang hit Lal is running around. I saw Lal use multiple doppelgangers. Dash behind Frank again. Everything is in my plan. Frank smiled wickedly. The energy gun pierced Lal's arm. Too weak. Take out your soul weapon to be eligible to fight me. Original. When the blonde Appa split his weapon in two, Lal, who took out his soul weapon, was confident. Go up and give Frank an X turn. Finally there is an opponent who can fight. With a roar, the dark soul flame spear that had been in the dust for many years appeared again. The real battle has just begun. All kinds of energy tricks pour out. The entire city was affected. To stop the fight, Sayla decides to take action. Under the cover of Lesky, Sarah finds an opportunity to defeat Lal's soul weapon. Lal is hurt. I love you so much. How could you do this to me? Since you are heartless, don't blame me for being unreasonable. Shake off Wang Ling casually. Order of Ghost King Rodi. Sierra dared not resist. Then Lal took him away. He is the king of the nobles. Under one person. Over 10,000 people. But I can't get that man's loyalty. For over 800 years, he kept sending people to find, and they didn't come back. Even the elders who accompanied him chose to betray him, because of him. This is the ceremonial hall of the nobility. The current noble King Rodi is questioning Sayla, who was brought back. As a noble family, why did you come to pick up Luo with a traitor? Sayla refused to answer. What is the charm of that man? Let everyone who meets him are willing to hide it for him. Rodi's shortness of breath reverse. Direct mind control. if not for the strong dissuasion of several other family members. Roddy's brutal torture. Selah can't make it. Just a few days. A living fossil of a nobleman. A young patriarch. All imprisoned for noble traitor Legero. Several young patriarchs. I'm talking about what's going on with Lego. But I heard the doorman report that a human plane had entered the territory. They don't know. My brother is on the plane. 820 years later, Lego returns to the noble territory again. Bring the servants and Lesky to the rescue. Rigo's house is now a forbidden area. Return to the castle again. This place exudes a terrifying atmosphere. Frank asked the nobles to support Lesky's housekeeping. I followed Brother Lai upstairs to check. Unexpectedly, behind the stone gate, it was actually the former Roddy soul weapon Doomsday Sword. The weapon that should have been inherited from the current Rhodes, but inexplicably appeared at Brother Lan's house. And Lesky outside the door found someone approaching. It turned out to be the knights who scouted the trail. Lesky covered his face and shot. But this dazzling white hair, and this 1.5 meter size, simply superfluous. As expected of the shame of the nobility. After a few strokes, the mask was knocked off. This is awkward. Suddenly there was a burst of gunshots. Rigo Support Club makes its debut. First up is the number 4 Werewolf M21. And then Sniper number 2 Taggio. Final Technical Support number 1. As an excellent employee, how can we not share the boss's worries at a critical moment? So the three of them snuck into the plane. Come to the rescue at the risk of receiving a packed lunch. Because of Lego, both patriarchs were imprisoned. Lego is suspected of murdering his ex-Roddy. The trio is very late to see current Roddy. Gloria. The atmosphere in the conference hall on the other side is very delicate. The knights were attacked by Lesky, former grandfather, and then the grandson. Betrayal. The holy wrath of Roddy ordered him to execute the white-haired uncle with his own hands. Other homeowners objected. Due to the death of his predecessor Roddy, civil unrest among the nobles. As the only elder, now all the house owners. Even Gloria was taught by his white-haired uncle. Growing up, Gloria is also struggling. Father was very busy during his lifetime. Usually only the white-haired uncle accompanies him. But that day, I sneaked to Garden Beach. I'm clearly working so hard. But he was easily denied by his father. Back to prison. I wanted to hear the white-haired uncle confess his crime. But I heard that the white-haired uncle was willing to be punished. Furious, he returned to the council hall. Immediately decided to execute the white-haired uncle. Arrest Lesky. The group heard that the white-haired uncle was also stopped by law. Learning that my grandfather was going to be executed. Lesky goes first. Single security trio. Rangeler alone M21. Crazy ridicule. The Twin Towers support from a distance. A few people fought inseparable at a time. As a noble, Lal unleashed his soul weapon. Instantly the situation reversed. At this time his brother Blonde. I felt a strong aura. This breath is not. People are millennial ghosts. Frank Rahl is still in BB. If Frank wins, in the blink of an eye, he was turned into a sieve. As the head of the previous generation, the existence of 300 rounds of the ponytail Appa wore. Appa directly took out his soul weapon. Frank also took out the anti-aristocratic treasure, the Dark Soul test gun. 4 wings of instant energy. Blonde Appa can't shake Frank at all. This is what was used by the previous generation of noble kings. Recognized terror exists. Conference hall. Looking at the white-haired lady being escorted up, Seraglia angrily scolded the two for protecting the traitor. Death is imminent. What else to say? Still too young. Not to mention the patron saint. Just a mere servant. Frank didn't even get caught. Can compete with it. The white hair said it was helpless. Gloria, you heard a word of advice. Noble water is too deep. Can't you hold it? Quickly admit your mistake to Brother Lai. Gloria is furious. Draw a knife. From white-haired uncle. Just then, door open. The legendary man finally appeared. Fateful entanglements. The noble princess finally met him. What traitor? What sinner? It doesn't matter. This woman just wants to know. Why doesn't his father love him? Just as the noble king was about to execute the 2 patriarchs, Rigo finally arrived. The young patriarchs do not yet know his terror. How dare you go forward and fight one-on-one? He decided to teach them a lesson. The first person to single out Lego is the scarred man. Look at this strong physique. I didn't expect the scarred man to be a master. Lifting your hand is a wave of energy. But he didn't even rub his foot. Exasperated, he chose hand-to-hand combat. Not only is it easily controlled by Lego, he was thrown back on the spot. The power of Rigo. Not only did it not scare the young patriarch. Then came the red-haired lady. Summon the soul weapon directly. Kazalin big glasses. Energy pours out. Another big move. Bells and whistles. Brother Lai raised his hand gently. All attacks. All bounce back. Difficulty meeting classmates. The young patriarch hurriedly used the green enchantment. Miracle Yen is bright and wants to trap Lai Ge. Rigo directly uses mental control. Gorge Lord King. When I come, I will kneel down. Gloria finally took action. As a noble king Sun Yi will be recalled in this battle. Hands up. The power of bright red blood flew towards Lego. Or was it easily stopped by Brother Lai? He was so angry that he attacked Lego. Instead, he was slapped away by Lego. It's too weak. It's too weak. Leg was disappointed. Facing Leg's disdain. Gloria was furious. Let you see the unique move of the noble king, blood magnetic field. The tyrannical blood filled the entire castle. Such a powerful force still can't hurt Leg. Leia is devastated. Why are you so strong? I can't beat you. I'm so weak in business. I'd better die. The young patriarch hurried forward to block it. Wow. You still have us. Aristocratic pride. Not allowed to be defiled. The white-collar trio decided to challenge Lego again. Although the three cooperate tacitly. But he was still too weak in front of the nobles. Rigo exercises spiritual dominance. He easily subdued a few people. See these young guys. Rigo decided to show them. What is a true blood magnetic field? Take a good look and learn. Life and death. Gloria microcosmic explosion. He also used the blood field. Two roaring forces collide wildly. He successfully scratched Leg's face. Leg smiled in relief. It's nice that you can scratch me. You as a noble king. Roddy passed. So, the whole show's villain's goal is to scratch Leg's face. Due to the use of too much energy, Brother Lai's body can't take it anymore. Fortunately, Frank, who arrived in time, supported him. Lego took out the sword of Roddy in his hand. I didn't expect the two swords to merge into one. So you are the male and female double sword. A flash of golden light. Liu Bei actually appeared? It's not that it's the miserable thoughts of Rodi. Ima followed my mother for a year. It's impossible to die. It turns out that the good Samaritan Rorty thinks the nobles have lived too long. Not motivated at all. Every day is like a school of salted fish. So he decided to sleep at home instead of the elders. Looking for fresh opportunities. Aristocracy and youth rule. But it caused civil unrest among the nobles. Fortunately, the white-haired uncle was left to assist the new generation of noble kings. Unexpectedly, Gloria, who lost her father, was deeply devastated. Become a salted fish. There is another threat from outside. Lego is the murderer of Roddy. Driven by hatred, Gloria revives. Looking at the revived Gloria, the white-haired tree acquiesced to this statement. This is the cause. The ultimate reason for Gloria's confrontation with Lego. I didn't expect it. You thick eyebrows and big eyes. The white-haired uncle brought it over without a word. Such a big ash pan. The misunderstanding was finally cleared up. The noble king and the great nobles are reconciled. End of story. Brother Lon is back in school again. Start your own high school life. Gloria also worked hard. See you next time in Chibi. Take that man's heart. The story of the first season of Grand Noble ends here. Do you have any anime you want to watch? Tell me in the comment area.